Welcome to SimRigged, the podcast slash YouTube show where being average is the goal until it isn't. In episode 2, we're diving headfirst into sim racing for beginners, but not with the same copy-paste advice that you already heard 100 times. This is your no BS roadmap to starting iRacing or any sim platform without lighting your wallet or sanity on fire. I'm Dalton. I've done real-world motorsports. I've daily driven sketchy track builds. I've sim raced on everything from a clunky G920 on a folding table to my direct drive rig bolted to steel and DIY stuff, and plenty of bad decisions in between. I'm not fast, but I'm faster than I was, and that's the mission here. So whether you're starting with your $150 budget or building your triple screen death trap, I'll walk you through it all. So you want to go sim racing. You've watched YouTube gods do a minute 59 at Spa, and now you're looking at $1,000 wheel wondering if your life is about to change. Good news, it absolutely will. Bad news, you're probably going to suck for a while. But hey, we're not here to be Max Verstappen. We're here to become dangerously decent. This episode is your map from absolute noob to semi-functional backmarker. What you actually need to start sim racing, right? I got levels here for us. Level 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go through it all. Level 1, broke but eager, right? And I'm by no means calling you broke. Times are tough. Life's not that simple. Economy's not doing that well. You know, we're all having issues. So this is your level 1, $150 to $300 setup, or like the marketplace hunter, right? You can start with the Logitech, right at like, I don't know, $230, $250. I don't know what they go for anymore. G920, G923, I think that's what's at. Maybe a used Thrustmaster. That's going to be, maybe if you're very lucky, a Moza R3, but I think I'm going to put that for level 2, and I'll tell y'all later why. This is still like the Mac chicken of sim gear. Cheap, greasy, kind of satisfying. You can clamp it on your desk, get a foldable wheel stand on Amazon, use your office chair, couch command center, bonus point if it swivels mid-corner. Now we're going to get to level 2. Level 2 is the smart beginner, right? Your Moza R5 bundle, Moza R3 bundle, used Fanatec. That's... Maybe you can find a super cheap used Simagic Alpha Mini and splice it together with some Thrustmaster, Moza, even Logitech goodies. So let's keep it simple. Moza R5 bundle, that's what I went to from my Logitech. 5 Newton meter DD base. You got a round steering wheel to start with. You got 2 pedals. I think that's like a $450 deal, something like that. Close enough, right? Approximately. Add an extra pedal for your clutch. It's $100, right? So $550. Add the performance kit for the brakes, almost $600. You still have $300 to figure out your rig. You can DIY something, find a trusty old racing seat on Marketplace, or buy a cheap play seat, something foldable, something simple, smaller thing, I'm sorry, but it'll work out just fine for you. You can probably find a used Fanatec at this price. You might even be able to find a full rig, lowball them on Marketplace, get something very decent, especially closer to the $500-600 range. If you jump up to the $800 range, I'm going to tell you at this point, you might as well become what I like to call the over-investor. Now keep in mind, we're talking about first-timers, okay? Y'all are just getting into this. Over-investors for me would be the Moza R9, Moza R12, Simagic Alpha, Fanatec DD1, Asetek, La Prima guys. That's your... I'm dedicated. I've done motorsports. I love racing. That's the kind of guys and girls I'm talking about here. I don't know what's up with my throat. Sorry. Load cell pedals, you know, Moza CRP, CRP2s, Husink Velt Sprints, Fanatec V3 with brake performance kit, Simagic P1000s, entry cockpits, GT Omega Art, Next Level Racing GT Lite, Track Racer, TR40, TR80. A lot of good stuff here, right? Now we're bolting stuff to aluminum like real men. What this does for you is it gets you invested in the simulation, right? You're no longer just starting out. You're still starting out, but you're starting out with something you can build on, something you're not going to have to touch for months, years on end. You know, a lot of people are okay with this setup for the rest of their lives. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be just fine on my Moza R12 KS wheel. I might add a wheel or two here and there. I have the Moza CRP2 load cell pedals. This is not an advertisement for any of these companies. These are just great names in the industry, you know. But that's the over investor. That's the person who goes in day one and is like, I'm ready. Let's spend this money. Let me get real feedback, feel the car, feel those curbs on the track, feel the oversteer, understeer better. Let me get a feeling for the ABS and the brakes, get real pressure point feelings, etc. And then level 4 is going to be your full-blown midlife crisis, 3,000 to God knows the limit builds, Asetek, top-of-the-line stuff, SimLab, Simucube. You're talking hydraulic brakes, top-of-the-line 16, 20-plus Newton-meter direct drive steering from the base. You're talking custom 80/20 rigs. You're talking motion rigs. This is where you feel the car, you feel your bad choices in life. It's all connected. You are addicted, dedicated, you are all in. Or you might just have a lot of money, which I'm not talking smack. You do you. I love it. You know, get involved. Let's get into it, guys. Do's and don'ts that actually do make you faster, okay? Number one, most important point, turn off the racing line. Let me repeat that one more time. Turn off the racing line. It teaches you nothing except where to panic brake. Learn the track for real, okay? The racing line, you might think it helps. It holds you back. It limits your times. It limits your braking points. It limits you on a lot of stuff. It does show you where the racing line is 90+% of the time, but turn it off from day one. Spend an hour in practice on a new track, 2 hours if you have to. Watch some people's lines. Pay attention. Gradually, you will get better and better at that track to the point where you don't need that racing line. It took me too long to learn this. Do not make my mistakes. Number 2, maybe just as important, but I put it as number 2. Practice trail braking, okay? You're not stomping on bugs here with your brake pedal. It's not a all or nothing feel. You're easing the car into rotation like a gentleman. You know, this is both real life and iRacing, sim racing, Le Mans Ultimate, Assetto Corsa. Trail braking makes you faster. What it allows you to do is, instead of slamming the brake, coasting through the turn, and then hitting that gas pedal, it allows you to ease the car into that turn in the quickest, most effective manner. And then you can accelerate out as soon as you're through that hold point in the middle, and it does make you ultimately faster. You also don't want to be hitting that gas too soon in that corner, because then you're going to be understeering out of that corner. That's simple basics, okay? Use time attack. A lot of people don't use time attack. It's under single player mode in the UI, and use ghost laps. In ghost laps, you quote unquote copy the smart kids' homework, but legally. You know, you can see people's laps who are extremely fast at the track you want to learn. Whether you're a BMW guy, GT3 guy, Formula guy, dirt road, dirt track, dirt oval, regular oval, it's all in there. So copy other people's homework in that. Go in there, follow their lines, figure out their braking points. It'll make you faster. Spend a couple hours there. Drive the same car and track for a while. That's my next one. Swapping combos daily is like learning 12 languages at once. Pick one, suffer less. I started out with an MX-5, obviously, as a rookie. That's your choice, and the M2 now, but back when I started, there was no M2. Then you got the GR86 and D-Class. Then you just, you keep going up, and it gets amazing as you progress through those licenses to be able to buy new cars, buy new tracks, get to the next. My opinion, stick to it. This week, when I'm uploading this, MX-5s are at Summit Point, M2s are at Summit Point. Great first track to learn on. Actually driven on it multiple times, IRL, amazing track, right? Go in there, practice. Don't immediately jump in a race. If you jump into a race immediately, you're gonna have a bad time, okay? Why is practice so important? We learn positioning on the track, we learn speed, we learn pace, we learn times, we learn braking points, and we learn how to drive with other people on the track without immediately going to race and wrecking them out, okay? You will learn racecraft. You will learn how to position your vehicle, how it feels to warm up the tires, how it feels. With MX-5s, you kind of break into a corner, almost slide a bit into a corner to become faster. You'll learn that as you go. But, you know, stick to one track, one car for that first week. Maybe next week, stick to the same car, next track. Even if you do go up in license to D-license, or even if you're already D-licensed, stay there until you get to higher licenses. Turn off the racing line, learn racecraft. Learn if a faster driver is worth defending against. Learn if an aggressive driver is worth defending against. Learn how to become the faster driver, how they defend against you, what to do against someone who's defending a corner. It all comes from racecraft, which comes to my next point. Do not go crazy fast advancing licenses, okay? Everybody wants to be A-class. That's your, oh my God, I'm gonna be A-class. A lot of people, what they do then is they kind of stick to the back of the pack and just get up with the licenses, you know? It's great to get an A license, but at what cost? You know, if you stick to the back of the group, you're always going to be losing I rating. By the time you're an A-class driver, you're going to have 1,000 I rating, 800, 900, 700, 600, not talking against anyone who's there. But that's not ideal, right? The ideal thing is to advance your I rating, to progress, to be better. And I think for that, you should stick to the lower class stuff. Even if you advance your license, learn safe driving, learn progressive, good driving without the driving line. Be the smart one on the track who flows with the track instead of creating issues, incidents, or sticking to the back just to get your license. Although if that's what you want to do, I'm not against you, but you're going to hate it when you get up to A license, B license, you go to GT3 and you're just super slow and you're not going to have a good time. Get Race Lab. Helps you out so much. You can see the track on there. You can see where other people are. Race Lab helps you set up these little sensors that will show you if someone's next to you. Do some research on Race Lab. I will do a video on it later. It's an amazing little tool. You don't have to pay for it, although it is better if you do pay for it. What I would recommend to not do again, don't chase setup files. Stay with the fixed stuff, even if you do advance in licenses. Don't run 50 races a week. Quality laps is better than quantity. Learn before you race, especially as a noob. Learn the track, learn the track, learn the track, learn the track. New tracks come out Tuesday. They're there until, you know, late Monday. So spend Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe learning the track, maybe even Friday. Race Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you know. No rush. This is not a sprint, you know. You're not going to get anywhere faster if you rush into the next lap and the next race. And don't mash the gas mid-corner. Understeer is not a feature, it's a punishment. It's the easiest way to lose time, lose position, get someone to rear end you. Let's move on. The stuff no one tells you, okay? You're not too slow, you're just too early. But everyone's terrible at first. I was. You will be. I'm still not the fastest guy. But guys, I do very good nowadays. You know, even if someone does plow into my car lap one, as long as I don't get the meatball flag, that's going to be that black flag with the orange spot in the middle, I will be fine. I will get back on. I will drive my laps. I will pass people because they're crazy. They will crash out, or they're simply not as consistently quick as I am. Like I said, I'm not the fastest, but I'm getting there. Sim racing takes real stamina, okay? It's a sweat sport. The PC that I have next to me does run warm, so will yours. As long as you don't have a big old fan above, you don't have fans blowing at you, it's a sweat sport, man. You gotta hydrate. That reminds me, I'm gonna hydrate. I got my little lime water here. Hydrate. Sit up straight. If you're like me, if you're a dad, if you're an uncle, stretch before events. You're not 18 years old anymore. If you're 18 getting into it, do what you gotta do, man. You think you're invincible. Do what you gotta do. Blame yourself before blaming the car, blaming the setup. If you're 3 seconds off base, it's not your pedals. If you're 3 seconds off base, it's not your wheelbase. If you're 3 seconds off base from most people with the same I rating, chances are it's not your gear. unless you're absolutely on very old clunky stuff, in which case maybe do upgrade, but upgrade gradually. I'm pretty sure you're still going to be faster than some people, even if you are starting out with someone's son's abused Logitech setup. A lot of people still have fun with the Logitech out there. I'm not talking crap on Logitech. I started with that, okay? Racecraft matters more than hot lapping, okay? You cannot win your race in turn one, but you can absolutely lose it. Ask me how I know. Just yesterday, I had a GT3 race. I qualified third place. This week, it's at Brands Hatch, which is a very tight track for GT3 already. Qualifying third was great. I was able to be very tactical for my start, which in GT3 you do a formation lap, and then when the leader goes, you go. I was able to jump him and get to first place in the first corner, but second corner I lost it. I thought I could keep going, and I was a little too nervous, I guess, and I spun it out. Got 16th afterwards, and I fought my way back to 7th, which gets me back to my point of crap happens, okay? Don't lose it. Don't go crazy. My first episode explained about controlling your emotions. Don't go crazy on chat. You can see I'm sweating here. If you guys are on video and not podcast, my glasses are getting a little foggy. I just did a race, and it is toasty in here, okay? But you need to calm yourself down, settle, and drive. And remember what you did in all that practice I told you about. Run your consistent laps. People will crash, especially if you're a rookie. If you're new, people will crash out in front of you. You will save some of that positioning back. You're probably not going to take first back. I didn't get first back. Those guys up front know what they're doing. But I finished with positive points. We were all right. Not the end of the world. The only time your race ends is if you meatball yourself, if you plow into people, if you allow people to plow into you, which still will happen. You can't always get away from it, but do what you got to do. Drive your laps. Be smart. Use that racecraft I talked to you about. You'll be all right. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're now smarter than 70% of the rookies who jump into iRacing headfirst and eat wall at turn 2 or get plowed into, or worse, take someone out in their race. Next episode, we're going to cover race prep, qualifying strategy, and why fixed setups are your friend. And we're going to talk a little bit about the flags and stuff that happen in iRacing as well. If you like what you heard here, hit like, subscribe, and drop your worst rookie moment in the comments. I'll go first for you. I spun under the formation lap, took out the person behind me. This was in Rain Masters, which is a rain-only GT3 class. Be smarter than I was. That's all. Catch y'all in the next lap.